Hi everyone, Green here, and it's time for me to talk about The Green Knight by David Lowery. This is an adaptation of the Arthurian poem Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, from what I understand, a very symbolically loaded morality tale. I'm now aware of some crucial liberties A24 has taken with the story in this film, but not an expert on what it should thematically represent in any conclusive way, since that seems intangible even to those that are. Some people have a beef with A24. I don't, but The Green Knight has helped me the most understand why someone would, since Lowery's previous film, A Ghost Story, which did not land with me at all. I think either side of A24's public persona at this point is wholly blown out of proportion. On one hand, you have the A24 new wave bros who think they've stumbled upon some kind of super underground secret in the filmmaking world. Like, most people remotely interested in movies know what A24 is, come on. And then the other side that thinks they make nothing but the same sleepy, pretentious art house bait over and over, neither of which are completely true. Are you really trying to say Moonlight, Climax, and The Last Black Man in San Francisco are samey and expect me to take you seriously? But David Lowery is becoming a pillar of A24's cheapest, most surface-level elements everyone hates it for, reverse engineering his movies from the expectations of festival-attending scholars and critics as opposed to anything resembling humanity. In itself, The Green Knight is a medieval fantasy, allegorical to a fault, about Sir Gawain's journey of self-discovery on a quest to confront the titular Green Knight. But the elements of Lowery's allegory are not so much individual things one's meant to decode, but instead spread into a thin sheet and draped over the entire film. A Ghost Story had this same problem. In fact, many of the issues I have with A Ghost Story, I have with The Green Knight also, such as being overly slow, melodramatic, and the substance of individual scenes being quashed by Lowery's grand, sweeping metaphor. Now, A Ghost Story continued to painstakingly elongate its metaphors despite playing its entire hand in one of the most infuriatingly smug hipster rants in recent memory, which thankfully The Green Knight does not do. There's much more visual storytelling going on. As an Arthurian legend, the Green Knight melds magic and reality into one fluid entity, something I love about this genre, which is where Lowery's heady approach sometimes actually pays off. A few of the more fantastical sequences are accompanied by these dramatic shifts in color that add to the film's ethereal quality. Gawain will stumble across some kind of spiritual character or situation, cautiously understanding how he got there, but still wary of them. The Green Knight himself is a nature spirit, and the way characters react to a giant tree man with hushed acknowledgement like, yeah, this seems possible, is a good bit of world building the film needed to stand on its feet at all. Dev Patel's performance was solid and effective. There are pieces in place for something I'd really enjoy, but this film's possible artistic excellence is undone so hard to me by its presentation. Nowadays, there are movies by A24 that follow a pantheon of visual and editing cues, where the vibe is either gray and miserable or neon hellstorm, The Green Knight falling squarely in the gray and miserable side of things. People had this problem with I'm Thinking of Ending Things last year. Especially as an epic medieval fantasy, I think adhering so closely to these shortcuts to indie street cred do more to remove me from the film's intended scope than immerse me in it. Like, somebody's gotta tell directors that just because one perfect shot will probably tweet a lot of stills from your movie doesn't make it good. And while I know the Middle Ages weren't exactly happy fun times, the entire movie looks like an Instagram filter was slapped over Final Cut. The color correction sucks the majesty, the hypnotism I know Lowery's going for out of everything, because I guess they wanted it to look more like The Witch. I can certainly say, barring the actual Green Knight, who looks incredible, the visual effects leave a lot to be desired too. Like, Guillermo del Toro could have made this movie in 2010, and it would have been incredible. Perhaps the narrative wouldn't be so unfocused and sluggish. The visuals would have definitely been an upgrade. But for a guy like Lowry, where every tool in his filmmaking kit is a Fisher-Price art house trinket, this movie's like winding up a music box that plays the most annoying person you know's favorite indie song. And that's all I really have to say about The Green Knight. While I think this film represents a pretty substantial improvement over A Ghost Story, many of Lowry's cerebral ambitions unwarrantedly overcomplicate the message, falling on their face with too little to fall back on when facing the film's tritely glacial pace. I'm giving this film a 5 out of 10. Anyway, did you like this movie more than me, less than me? Well, if you care to, please tell me. And if you like not only words, but the way I arrange and then say them, please feel free to give this video a like, helps me with the algorithm, and subscribe to this channel, Brian from the channel Brian. Thank you and goodbye.